Well, if you look at the Harvard-Harris polls, it says this is the new issue that has overtaken inflation. And we have different ideas of how to fix it. Republicans say that it's like 85% of them say that 81% say the conditions are getting worse on the border, but only 45% of Democrats agree with that. Even John Fetterman, the progressive senator out of Pennsylvania, he's a Democrat, he's calling this a crisis. And he said the Senate and Congress have to deliver on this border security situation. I don't understand why this is controversial. He made the best point. He said, look at the numbers. In December, we had 300,000 encounters. He said that's larger than the city of Pittsburgh. And he said, and that is just 1 month.
That's right.
So, Brian, it looks like that this is going back to the courts again. This is what Texas is saying. According to Article 5, Section 4, the federal government has a duty to protect each state from any type of invasion. And if you look at our border and our live shots every single day at the border, it's very clear that Texas is being invaded by several countries. He's saying that, this is the governor who used to be the attorney general of Texas. He's saying because you have failed to do Article 5, Section 4, we're going to use Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3 to enforce that. So essentially it's saying that if the federal government refuses to protect any state, we have the right through whatever National Guard or Texas Department of Public Safety to defend ourselves.
Right. Listen to this. So the governor of Oklahoma stands with him, the governor of Montana, the governor of Georgia, the governor of Florida. They're all saying, we're with you, Texas. We get it. We're 100% with you. Now, if you want to get some momentum for any type of legitimate border protection that's been worked on now by Senator Langford, Senator Murphy heading it up, and you say, and the president comes out and says, it is a crisis, we've got to fix it. If you really want to know if they're sincere, why would anyone think the president's sincere about it when he's doing everything he can to cut the razor wire that Texas is forced to do themselves and setting in the federal government to do it? Why would anyone feel good about it when he is backing up all those cities that have sanctuary status? Now, if you look at the inverse of what we're doing at the border, what Texas is doing at the border, think about these cities are trumping the Constitution in these sanctuary city status. You're saying, I don't care what the federal government says, we are forbidding ICE from kicking out people who we know are here illegally from even asking them. That's also unconstitutional. But the president stakes his power and sends the courts in our legal system after states that just want to hold on to their sovereignty and protect their people.
Listen, I saw something in the New York Post yesterday. We were up in New England, so we missed it, but I picked it up today. You know, the migrants are winding up in this country with preloaded debit cards and envelopes of cash, right? Do you know where that money's coming from? It's coming from the United States of America. Let me explain how all of us, America's taxpayers, are paying for those people to come across that razor wire. The New York Post has this story. It talks about how the United Nations has got this interagency platform for refugees and migrants from Venezuela. And they've got $1.6 billion to help people reach the U.S.-Mexican border. And so that razor wire slows them down. And so they don't like that. And so the United Nations, you know, they've given all these people money to make it to the southern border. That's slowing them down. So what's Joe Biden doing? He's making it easier for them to come in. And here, Ainsley, is the important part. With the United Nations, and we've talked about this for decades, who's the biggest funder of the United Nations? The United States. Absolutely. We pay 22% of the UN budget. So keep in mind, we are financing a lot of those people. We're financing more than any other country on the globe, those people to come into this country illegally. This, you know, so we're going to play the soundbite in a moment of Kamala Harris talking about how the Republicans have made this a political thing to run on. Look what Joe Biden is doing. He's taking our taxpayer money, putting it in their pockets and saying, come on to the United States.
Republicans want the problem fixed. Finally, Democrats are getting on board. And the reason is, Tom Homan said, it's because Fox News has been pushing this. So conservatives know about this issue. We're seeing it in our cities. You're seeing it in Texas. We're seeing it all over the South. But now Democrats are seeing it because now other channels have to cover it because it's coming to states like New York. And it's coming to big cities like Chicago. And all these governors are saying, we don't have the money. In fact, our mayor here in New York City is now saying, federal government, give me help. I need help now. So now it's an issue that everyone in our country, Democrats and Republicans, are noticing and seeing. And Kamala Harris is saying that Republicans are just using this so they can win elections. No, Republicans have been screaming saying, help us. Our country is being invaded by not only illegal immigrants, and you have to foot the bill, but also by criminals that are bringing in drugs, by terrorists. And Tom Homan said there are terrorists in our country. Listen to what our vice president is trying to say.
Some people seem fixated on Joe Biden's age. But I wanted to ask you...
It's because they have nothing to run on. Katie,
well,
what
immigration now they're running on too.
Which they could actually participate in fixing.
Right.
And
but,
so, no, but really,
yeah,
you know, so you're right. They're running on immigration because they like having the problem so they can have an issue. We hope and are really trying to compel, in particular, some of the Republicans in Congress to participate in the solution. But sadly, you know, we want to fix it. They want to run on it. They want a political issue to run on in November.
She has so no interest in trying to fix it. She only went there once for an hour, went to the border and left. One of the biggest embarrassments when you realize how useless she was when she basically punted when asked to take control of the border. Like Vice President Biden was asked by Barack Obama, to his credit, whatever the policy they had, he actually did something. And for Katie Couric not to ask, don't you feel responsible for the worst disaster in American history at the southern border is crazy. I'm not sure if she's still with the Today Show. But the other thing with Kamala Harris is almost everything that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden can do right now could affect the border and help their political fortunes. Just reverse the amnesty problem, reverse the parole, do the remain in Mexico. You don't need Congress for that at all. You don't need any more money for that at all. You could get additional money to adjudicate quickly for people, but if you change the questions that they're asked at the border, you can no longer come in here and say, I'm being threatened in my country, then that's enough to stay. Now you say it doesn't matter. Go to another section of your country. If you don't have proof you're being pursued, you can't stay. That would do something.
I'm just baffled by the headline. The Republicans have nothing to run on. I mean, immigration is just number one on top of the list. You got inflation, you got national security, you got what happened in Afghanistan. I mean, we can just keep going over and over. And the fact that you have a reporter right there that is supposed to be representing the American people and our interests on a day-to-day basis, not push back and say, what about these issues? I think is stunning.
Well, you know what? When the Joe Biden team came up with their game plan for the 2024 race, immigration, migration, and these images from Fox, and now they're on every channel in every big city because of the sanctuary cities, they weren't counting on that. They were going to run on it. You know, we're being inclusive, and now it's like the people of the states are going, please turn it off. We were all at the Boston airport yesterday. Did you realize that Boston's got such a migrant problem that just like Chicago now, they're keeping the migrants at the airport simply because, and we all know it's freezing out there.
We're going to be interviewing some folks.
It's warm.
About that later.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.